She was 36 years old when the night began like any other. Sophie had built what looked like the perfect life: a senior project manager at her respected firm, a beautiful suburban home, 2 young children, and a marriage that everyone around her envied. For 12 years, she had given everything to make it work: long hours at the office, weekends spent supporting her husband's career, always putting the family first. That evening, they had dinner together as a family. The kids were laughing. Her husband smiled across the table. Everything felt stable. After the children were asleep, she poured 2 glasses of wine and sat down on the couch, ready for their usual quiet conversation. But instead of the familiar warmth, he looked at her and said the words that would shatter everything. "I don't love you anymore. I've been seeing someone else for almost 2 years." In that single moment, the life she had carefully built collapsed. She was 36. He was 38. The other woman was 25. 2 years. While she was managing school runs, helping with his work presentations, keeping the house running, and trying to be the perfect wife and mother, he had been living another life. The betrayal cut deeper than she could describe. Not just the marriage, the years she had sacrificed her own ambitions, the version of herself she had slowly set aside. That night she didn't scream. She didn't cry in front of him. She simply sat there in silence as the reality sank in. By morning, the house felt like a stranger's. The future she had planned was gone. "I want to stop here, because I need you to understand exactly what Sophie was facing in those first dark hours." She had lost her marriage. She had lost the stability she thought was permanent. She had lost the identity she had wrapped around being someone's wife and the glue of the family. On paper, it looked like the end. A 36-year-old woman with 2 children, suddenly single, carrying the weight of a 5-figure mortgage, and a career that had taken a backseat for years. Most people would have fallen apart. Sophie felt the devastation, every bit of it. But something else stirred underneath. The next morning, after the children left for school, she sat alone at the kitchen table with a notebook. She didn't write about the pain. She wrote down everything she still knew how to do. Every skill she had pushed aside. Every dream she had quietly buried. For the first time in years, she asked herself one question: who am I when no one else is watching? She realized the woman she had become was strong, organized, and quietly brilliant. Qualities no one had celebrated while she was busy supporting everyone else. That same week, she updated her resume with the quiet confidence of someone who refused to stay broken. She reached out to old colleagues and mentors she hadn't spoken to in years. Many were surprised and genuinely happy to hear from her. Within 2 months, she landed a strong project management role, not entry-level, but a senior position that recognized the value she still carried. The work felt different this time. She wasn't doing it for anyone else's dream. She was doing it for her own. At 38, she received her first major promotion in the new company. She started setting boundaries at home and at work. She learned to say no without guilt. She took the children on small adventures, just the 3 of them, and watched them thrive in the new version of their family. The divorce was finalized 18 months later. Sophie handled every detail with calm precision. Her ex-husband moved on quickly. Sophie chose not to carry bitterness. She simply chose forward. When I asked her what she would say to any woman facing that same dark night, Sophie smiled and said, "The night you lose, everything can feel like the end. But it can also be the night you finally meet who you really are. Everything you gave away wasn't wasted. It taught you strength, patience, and how to hold a family together. Those lessons don't disappear. But the most important thing you can do is stop waiting for someone else to define your worth. You were always enough. You just forgot for a little while." She no longer looks back with regret. She moves forward with quiet peace. Today her life carries both worlds: a career she loves on her own terms, and 2 children who see their mother standing tall. Every morning, she wakes up in the home that is truly hers. She is writing her own story now. On her own terms, the future feels wide open, completely hers. Before you go, I want you to answer honestly in the comments. Have you ever had a night where it felt like you lost everything, and in the middle of that darkness, found who you really were? What did that moment of rediscovery feel like? Leave your answer below, because someone reading this today needs to hear your truth. If this story stayed with you, hit subscribe. Every week on Quiet Reckoning, one real story, one truth, one reckoning. The next story is already waiting. I'll see you there.